Okay, now next we are discussing about what is the types of bone and mode of their formation. Types of bone and mode of their formation. According to their mode of their formation, these bones can be classified into 4 types. Very, very important. In these 4 bones, one bone comes in examination for the 2 marks. The Haversian canal also very, very important from the NEET level examination. The types of bones according to their mode of formation. First one, there is a 4 different type of bones are there. Yes, the 3 different type of cells are there. 4 different type of bones. How many? 3 different type of cells. 4 different type of bones. Okay, clear? Yes. First one is cartilage bone. First one is cartilage bone. So what is the cartilage bone? These are formed with ossification of cartilage. Note down. These are formed within a ossification of cartilage. Ossification of cartilage. This type of bones are known as a cartilage bones. This type of bones are called as a cartilage bone. One of the give you a best example of the cartilage bone is pinna ear. This is a flexible and cartilage bone. This is known as a pinna ear cartilage bone. Example: ear bone and ear ossicles also. Ear ossicles. Ear bone nothing but pinna ear, ear ossicles, and joints of limb joints. Limb joints in between of 2 limbs. These are controlling of nothing but reducing of friction in between of 2 joints. Joints of limb joints. Second one is investigated bones. What is that? Investigating. Investigated bones are investing or investigated. You can write anyway. Investing or investigated. These are ossification of are formed ossification of embryonic mesenchyma. Embryonic mesenchyma. Embryonic mesenchyma. Are you clear? These type of bones are formed in embryonic development in the mesenchyma, middle layer of the embryo. Examples: cranial sutures or cranial bones. The third one is very, very important. This is very, very important in examination. What is a sesamoid bone? Very, very much note down. Sesamoid bone. What is a sesamoid bone? These are formed with ossification of tendon. These are formed with ossification of tendon. So are formed with in ossification of tendon. Ossification of tendon. Next one. Example: patella. Example: patella or knee bone. Patella or knee bone. Patella or knee bone. Are you clear? Yes. The fourth one is visceral bone. What is a visceral bone? These bones are formed from the soft ossification of the soft tissue. These are formed from the ossification of the soft tissue. These are ossification of, very, very important, ossification of soft tissue. So this type of bones are known as a visceral bone. This type of bones are called as a visceral bone. What is the visceral bone? These are these are formed within ossification of small soft tissue is known as a visceral bone. Example of glans penis. Glans penis in males are vertebrates. Glans penis are vertebrates. Are you clear? So these are 4 different type of bones and four different type of bones and 3 different type of cells are there. Are you clear? So this sesamoid bones is very important in examination for the 2 marks. What is the sesamoid bone? It is ossification of tendon. Example, patella or knee bone. Are you clear? So we are completion of total detailed information about the skeletal tissue. Next you are move forward into the vascular tissue, nothing but fluid connective tissue, blood. The third tissue is in tissue. Which tissue? Skeletal tissue. This is the third tissue of the skeletal tissue. The fluid connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue are called as a vascular tissue. Vascular nothing but blood. Fluid connective tissue nothing but blood. Which tissue connects? What is the fluid connective tissue? Which tissue connects into the all parts of the body or all parts of the tissues? Which tissue connects all parts of the body? That tissue is known as that tissue is called as a vascular tissue or fluid connective tissue. So it is connects from the anterior to posterior. If you what is that? Any injury of the body part, the body it's bleeding of the blood. Are you clear? Nothing but it is connects into the all parts of the body. So that type of tissue is known as a fluid connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue. So the fluid connective tissue, first one is known as blood. First we are discussing about what is the blood. Blood is one of the fluid connective tissue sheet. It is completely nothing but it is approximately 4.5 to 5 liters average on human beings. The males are having 5 liters and the females are have 4.5 liters of the blood. How many? The blood is called as a the blood approximately is a fluid connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue. The males containing 5 liters of the blood in their body. Females approximately 4.5 liters. Are you clear? Yes. The study about the blood. Study about the blood is called as a hematology. Hematology. The structure of the blood. The blood is a biconcave structure and enucleated. It is a blood structure of the blood. It is a biconcave and enucleated. Are you clear? Yes. Yes. The study about the blood is known as the hematology. The increasing of the blood volume. The increasing of the blood volume is called as a. The increasing of the blood volume is called as a hematopoiesis. Increasing of the blood volume is called hematopoiesis. So the blood is originated from. Blood is formed by bone marrow, from the bone marrow in adults. Bone marrow in adults. In fetus and children, these are getting blood from liver. Are you clear? So this is the information about the blood. So the blood is containing 2 components. Are you clear? So what is the blood? Blood is one of the fluid connective tissue. It is approximately 5 liters in male, 4.5 liters in female. The study about the blood is called as hematology. The blood is one of the biconcave connective tissue. So inner side of the blood consistent of one of the blood pigment is known as a hemoglobin. It is connects Oxy is nothing but it is converts into oxyhemoglobin. So the blood is forming from the bone marrow in adults and liver from the children's. Next one, things of plasma cells and formed elements. Which one? Blood containing plasma cells and formed elements. So the plasma, what is the plasma? Plasma is one of the fluid, colorless fluid. It is a look like pale yellowy color. It is a pale yellow color. So these are approximately 55% of in blood. How much? It is approximately, the percentage is 55%. The fluid element approximately is 45% only. So these are very huge in our bloodstream. Compare with the formed elements. So the plasma is one of the fluid. It is one of the colorless fluid. It is sometimes it is look like a pale yellow color. The plasma consists of protein molecules, organic and inorganic components, and clotting factors. Very, very important. What are the plasma containing? First one, inorganic components. Second one is organic components. Third one is protein molecules, or proteins are there. And fourth one is clotting factors. Blood clotting factors, coagulation factors are there. First one, the blood. So these are inorganic components. What are they? First one, inorganic components. There is some amount of the inorganic components are there known as sodium. Some amount of the sodium, calcium, very less amount of the calcium, and potassium, water molecules. So the plasma is made up of 99% of water. It is made up of 99% of the water. Okay. Yes. So the 90 to 95% of these components. So the organic components are known as sugars, glucose, very, very important, sugar, glucose, and uric acid, and lactic acids. First one, the inorganic components are sodium, less amount of the calcium, potassium, and water molecules. Organic components are sugar, glucose, uric acid, and lactic acid is present in plasma. First one, proteins. These are very, very important. There is two different type of and essential protein molecules. There were two different type of and essential protein molecules are there. First one is plasma albumin. Second one is plasma globulin. Plasma albumin and plasma globulins are there. So what is the importance? What is the function of these two protein molecules? First one, the plasma albumin is useful for the essential of regulation of water. Nothing but it is act like a osmoregulator. Which one? Plasma albumin useful for the osmoregulation. What is the importance of the regulation? It regulates the water and hydrogen ions. It regulates the water and ions in proper condition. That condition is known as osmoregulation. If it is the loss of the water from their plasma region, it will become it is completely, the level is completely decreasing in the complete whole volume of the blood. It is what is the plasma globulin? It is one of the protein molecules. What is the main importance? It is useful for the osmoregulation of water. Osmoregulation of water in bloodstream. Which stream? In bloodstream. It is a maintenance of the water molecule in bloodstream. It is maintaining the water molecules in bloodstream. Yes. Second one is globulin. So the globulin, it is act like immune. It is act like a immune cells. These are producing of IgA and IgG. That's nothing but immunoglobulins G and immunoglobulins A. These are fight against of microbials, are nothing but fight against of antigens. So this is known as a plasma globulin. These are two protein molecules are there, plasma albumin and plasma globulin. That is one. Next one is a clotting factor. The two clotting factors are there. So what is the importance of the clotting factor? These are coagulation of the blood. These are completely prevents of blood loss. First one is clotting factor is known as fibrinogen and prothrombin. Fibrinogen and prothrombin. Prothrombin is the third clotting factor. Fibrinogen is the second. Fibrinogen is the first clotting factor. So this is the coagulation, nothing but the blood clotting mechanism consistent of 13 blood clotting factors are there. The study about this mechanism is known as a cascade mechanism. Are you clear? Yes. The plasma is one of the fluid connective tissue. It is one of the fluid. There is no particular proper color. Sometimes it is look like a pale yellow color. So these are consistent approximately 99% of the water. The some remaining 1% of consistent of what are they? Uric acid, etc. and etc. The 55% of the total volume of the blood. So it is one of the fluid. It is containing organic and inorganic protein and clotting factors are there. Inorganic components are sodium, potassium and calcium and water molecules are present. Organic components are sugar, glucose, fructose and lactic acid and uric acids are there. Protein molecule, there is a two essential protein molecules are there from the surviving process. First one is the plasma albumin and plasma globulin. Plasma albumin is useful for the osmoregulation of the water molecules in bloodstream to maintain the pH of the blood. Maintain the pH of the blood by the plasma albumin. Next one, plasma globulin, it is act like an immune cell. It is a secretion of, releasing, nothing but it is formation of IgA and IgG. It is act like a immune cells. It is fight against the antigens. Last one is a clotting factor is known as the fibrinogen 1 and fibrinogen 3. The fibrinogen 1 and fibrinogen 3 are both are act like a clotting factor and prevents of blood loss. The second one is formed elements. Second one is known as formed elements. Are you clear? There is a formed elements known as erythrocytes. Formed elements are erythrocytes, leukocytes and platelets. How many? There are three types of formed elements are there. These are approximately 45% in the whole volume of the blood. How much? The 45% of the whole volume of the blood. These are known as erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. Don't get confused. Erythrocytes are nothing but RBC. Erythro nothing but red. Cyte means cells. Red cells. Red blood cells. Erythro means red. Cyte means cells. Erythro means RBC. Next one, leukocytes. Leuko means white. Cyte means cells. Which one? Blood. White blood cells. Third one is thrombocytes. Thrombocytes are called as a platelets. Are you clear? Yes. These are known as erythrocytes, leukocytes and thrombocytes. First one, erythrocytes. RBC. What is the RBC? These are commonly known as red blood cells. RBC is commonly known as red blood cells. So the lifespan of the RBC is 120 days. The lifespan of the RBC is 120 days. So these are biconcave in structure. What is the main function? It is the transporting of the gases and collection of nitrogenous wastages and transporting hormones and particular specific organs. Are you clear? So first one, RBC is a biconcave. Don't forget, biconcave in structure. Enucleated means there is the absence of nucleus. So the RBC don't have any nucleus. So which organisms are having nucleus? I will give the best examples. Which are have nucleated RBC, which are absence of nucleated RBC. the camel and frog, amphibians are both are containing nucleated RBC. Okay, so these are biconcaveate and nucleated. There is an absence of RBC. The absence of RBC. Sorry, absence of nucleus. Sorry, absence of nucleus. The lifespan of the RBC is 120 days. Okay, these are formed from bone marrow and liver in children's. Are you clear? Liver in children's. So these are bone marrow and liver in children. So next one. So the lifespan is 120 days. The lifespan is 120 days are there. So the formation nothing but increasing of RBC, increasing of the RBC. The formation is known as erythropoiesis. What is the erythropoiesis? The formation of RBC, that nothing but increasing of the red blood cells. Increasing of the red blood cells is known as a erythropoiesis.